What's up, guys? So as you can see, Gogeta is finally here. I'm very excited to play this character, but first I'm going to run through him for you guys so you know kind of everything he has to offer. We're going to go through his special moves, super moves, and then some combos, starting with some basic B&Bs and moving all the way up to a touch of death. So, to start things out, let's talk about his special moves. He has a few of these. Quarter circle forward plus attack. He's going to do this little Rekka attack. You can do 1 hit, 2 hits, or all 3 hits. This move has a lot of things going for it. For one thing, the light version you can see keeps the opponent grounded. So this can be useful if you have an assist like Yamcha, Videl, or Bardock to continue with a grounded combo. Whether it hits the opponent or whether they block it, they are going to stay on the ground. So that's pretty cool. This can also be a pretty useful combo ender. As you can see, it goes into sliding knockdown, so that's kind of useful as well. And then the heavy version, interestingly, is going to switch sides with the opponent. So you can see he does this little follow-up, and that ends up with you switching sides. I haven't found too much use for this. Maybe it'll be good in combos. But mostly I think you're going to be using the light version as a combo ender. And then the medium version actually is going to leave them in sort of this ground bounce state where you can call an assist to combo off that. So that's useful for combos as well. That's the main use I've found for this move. Quarter circle back plus attack is an invincible uppercut. How cool is that? If the opponent is, you know, pressing buttons, you just go through it with the uppercut. Pretty sick. This also has some combo usage. The medium version is going to do a meterless wall bounce in the corner, so you can combo into throw or whatever off of that. So that's really useful. And then once again, the heavy version is going to cause you to switch sides. That applies to the air version as well. So you can do some stuff where, you know, you can keep the corner by knocking them out and then vanishing them back into it, or something like that. So that's pretty cool as well, but I think the main use of this move is for its invincibility to get the opponent off you and for some combo usage as well. Next up, he's got a command throw, quarter circle back, plus ki blast. You can see even if the enemy is guarding, this is going to hit them. It is a true unblockable command throw. Kind of similar to Cell, he has something a lot like this. And this goes all the way full screen, and then you can combo off it. So I don't think this is going to be too useful. It's pretty reactable. The opponent can see it and jump and punish you for it. But, you know, in situations where they get hit, you are going to get some reward off it. And it does have some combo use that I'll show you in a little bit. So I don't think this is going to be one of your go-to moves, but it is occasionally very useful. And then we'll talk about this move, which is kind of crazy, his sort of after-image dealy here. So it's worth noting he has a bunch of different ki blasts here. If you just press the ki button, you get a beam. It is a 1-hit beam. So this is pretty nice, and it is going to beat Super Dash, exactly how you would expect. It would be pretty bad if it didn't, so that's cool. And then if you press down plus ki blast, that's going to get him to do this Gallic gun thing, so you can do that in the air as well. This has some combo opportunities as well. But then if you do quarter circle forward plus ki blast, he's going to do all 3, but then he'll kind of come out of one and then do this dive kick follow-up. So there's some interesting things you can do with this. If this is all you do, he's going to do the lower sort of beam. So you can see the lower beam to the ground is going to come out if you don't press any other buttons. If you hold up, he's going to come out on top and do this Gallic gun, and then you can do the follow-up to that as well. And if you hold back, he's going to come out of this horizontal one that's up in the air. So maybe, you know, there's some cool stuff you can do with this, with like tricking the opponent. You can also just hold the button and then nothing happens. I've seen people are doing this on like Snap. You can do some really nasty stuff where it's very ambiguous what side you're going to end up on. You can see you can come in on either side after you feint that. So that's pretty cool. Or you can just not do the feint and do, you know, Gallic gun or something. You can use this as sort of a janky way of getting up in the air. If you feint the air version, you can come down. So a lot of potential for this move, and I'm really excited to try it out in depth. And worth noting with his ki blast, you can chain them into each other pretty effectively. So you can do like this. You can go like that. See, 2 ki blasts, or you can do this into this and then pick, you know, which one you want to come out of. So I think sort of for zoning with ki blasts and keeping the opponent annoyed, he seems really good at it. You can do stuff like with ki blast assists, you can really annoy them, keep them blocking for a long time with all these beams. So that's a really cool move and one of the most fun things about him. Next up, we'll talk about a few notable normals here. His down light as we sort of saw in the trailers, this move is nutso. The range on this is incredible. The fact that it knocks down is a bit of a downside. It's not going to impede your ability to combo off it, but leaving the opponent standing does generally give you more options. But just the range is so good, and it's not that slow, so I think that this move is absolutely nuts. Down medium, also pretty nuts. Reminds me a bit of Jiren. The range on this is crazy. It's a lot longer than I expected, and of course you just go straight into a full combo off that. His auto combo, the first hit is actually 2 hits. His 5L is 2 hits, so that's pretty crazy. And then this is what the full auto combo looks like. He actually switches sides, which is kind of interesting. So that's cool. And then his jump medium kick, you're going to see this move a lot. This is one of his best normals. It's 3 hits, overhead. Going to be really annoying for the opponent, and of course this is pretty good combo filler. His jump heavy kick is what you're going to use for relaunches. You can see if you still have your sort of smash property, you can do this, super dash, and then, you know, get the combo off that or whatever. So that's pretty cool. And then his jump down heavy is going to do this dive kick. So you can use this at the end of combos to get a sort of sliding knockdown situation. So that's handy as well. His down heavy is kind of interesting. It's this big uppercut. Worth noting, he does have some decent options if this is blocked. So you can obviously do stuff like this to maybe avoid whatever punishment they're trying to do. You can do down heavy just straight into this move to keep yourself safe, call an assist. I would say it is not quite as broken as someone like Adult Gohan. His down heavy that leaves him airborne, he can do some really dumb frame traps and stuff off it. It's not quite that good, but I do think it is very good. I wouldn't be surprised if you end up kind of forcing the opponent to block down heavies and then using that as an opportunity to get your block strings started. But do note, they can of course guard cancel if they are blocking too many of your moves, so watch out for that. But that's about it for his normals. I guess maybe his stand heavy is the last one I'll talk about. This one's kind of funny. He teleports. You cannot use this to teleport behind the opponent or anything crazy like that. But this is just a pretty cool move. Combo off it. You know, pretty much like you would expect, so that's handy. Yeah, and that's all his normals. Let's move on to his supers. So first of all, he has the God Punisher. His first level 1 here. Pretty sick looking, and actually you can hold down the buttons to do an extra follow-up, the Stardust Breaker. So that's pretty cool. He can do sort of a level 2 type of deal, similar to TN or something like that. His other level 1 here, this is the Big Bang Kamehameha. This is quarter circle forward plus HS. Worth noting that if you do a Z change, you are going to get the Big Bang Kamehameha, so you don't really have the option of like doing a level 1, bringing in Gogeta for his level 1, and then spending an extra meter. You're not going to be able to do that because you're only going to be able to do this super out of a Z change. So worth noting about that. He's got another air super here. Quarter circle forward, light medium in the air. He does the Stardust Fall. This, I think, is his coolest looking one. I mean, that just looks so badass. And it's a pretty good setup for Z changes as well. So I think this is a decent combo ender for sure. And then finally is level 3, the Meteor Explosion. He blows you up real nice. Does a lot of damage. Good combo ender. And then if you hold the buttons, you're going to go into the ultimate Kamehameha. Level 5, like most of the Super Saiyan Blue characters, not Vegito, but the other ones all have a level 5, and he does as well, so that's pretty cool. Spend a little extra meter to maybe get the kill on the opponent, and how sick is that animation, dude? It looks incredible. So that's pretty hype as well. That pretty much covers it for all his supers. He has a lot of them, and they're all really cool, so I'm looking forward to using more of those in matches, so that should be pretty fun. Now let's talk about some basic combos. So his basic bread and butter is pretty standard. Something like this. There you go. That's all you need. I think you might be able to sneak an extra heavy in there. Let me see. Yep, there we go. You can do an extra jump heavy there. Get a little bit more damage. So that is sort of his most basic version. And here's an example of sort of a harder combo that requires corner. In the corner, things can really get nuts with this character because of his meterless wall bounce and all his different key blasts. You can get quite a grip of damage, even for no meter, once you get to the corner. So that's pretty sick. And he even has some pretty decent touch of death potential. I'll show you a touch of death combo that I saw on Twitter. Took me a while to get this down, but here it goes. So guys, that's going to be it for the video. I hope very much that you enjoyed. I think the character seems really, really fun. I'm excited to get some time to play him. I'm going to be streaming him today at 5 p.m. Eastern if you want to stop by twitch.tv/jmcrofts and check out if I have any luck in matches with this character. And then in the next few days, we'll definitely have some match footage coming to the channel as well. So I hope to see you guys then. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.